Well, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany, if we haven't met yet. And I am a therapist that occasionally makes kind of day in the life type vlogs. But I've been so excited for this particular video for months. Today, I am going to be receiving my Femometer ring. It's a similar to Aura Ring or Simple Human, the smart rings that kind of track lots of data, but it was about half the cost. And I ordered it, I think New Year's Eve or maybe even December 30th, and it is now March 2nd, and it is arriving today. I've been tracking the shipping, so I'm super excited to take you along for my first weeks trying that. Particularly because the reason I wanted it is because I have been cycle syncing my health and sometimes my nutrition to be kind of in tuned and optimized for where I'm at in my menstrual cycle. And I've been really wanting more specific data, especially like around when I ovulate. I have pretty regular, predictable cycles, but I haven't tracked ovulation in many years, and a lot has changed for me and my body since that time, particularly having a lot of kids. So I'm really excited to just kind of see the data and get to see it, on paper, if you will. And it worked out great because actually yesterday I started my period, and so it's technically day 2. This is a great time to get that ring on in the very early in the cycle and take you along for cycle syncing. And also, could I just say, like, today's March 2nd, period started March 1st. My last period started February 1st, had a perfect, like, 28-day cycle. Oh, love that. Love how it worked out like that, in line with the month and everything. But basically, if you're not familiar with cycle syncing, it's choosing exercise that's kind of built towards where you are in your cycle that you can lean in. I use it as a very loose guide. I always listen to my body first, and I still try to do a mix of everything during most of the parts of my cycle. It just may change what like my focus is, if that makes sense. You'll see hopefully as I bring you along for this video. Just started. I'm going to do a 15-minute yoga. So I realized here I didn't totally explain cycle syncing all that well, but basically during the menstrual phase is when you really want to lean into nice, gentle movement. So during my menstrual phase, I don't get on the bike and I focus on yoga, stretching, really slow, gentle things during this phase. Well, that did not go as planned. I thought I had done this yoga class before, but I had not, and I thought it was just a really gentle, like sitting, stretching, doing those like hip circles or those body rolls, I think they're called. And it was not that class. I don't know what class it was that I did that I liked so much, but this was not it. This was like being on all fours the whole time, and like it's actually a little too intense for what my cramping and my experience could do for today. So I'm listening to my body. I ended up stopping that workout. I don't know. Hopefully I'll get another one in. Yeah, also, I couldn't figure out how to film me doing it because I'm in kind of a tight space and I just couldn't figure out what angle would be good. So it was kind of a fiasco. Not exactly what I was looking for this day 1 workout, but such is life. So after a bit of a rough therapy session that I had today, I was still just kind of feeling down, and I'm really working with my therapist on how to feel a little more joy, because I feel like I feel a lot of good things, meaning, fulfillment, but not necessarily joy in the way that I'm used to. And we're talking about that, and I just listened to a happiness meditation on Peloton, and it was exactly what I needed. And that is like my top like favorite sensation when I hear a piece of content that's not just relatable, but actually like feels like it was written for me, like in that moment. And that's happened a number of times with Peloton meditations. So I'm grateful for that. I'm sitting in a waiting room while my son's in speech therapy. So I'm alone right now, but yeah, I just wanted to give that update. Still waiting on my ring to come. The tracking on my ring just updated, and it's not going to be here till tomorrow. I have to wait another day. All right, it's Tuesday, and it's finally here. I think this is it. That sure would be disappointing if it's not. I'm going to open the Femometer ring. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, it's Fem, like F-E-M, O-M, meter. So like thermometer, but Femometer. And their first generation only did the temperature, like for your basal body temperature for trying to conceive or trying to avoid. But this is their second generation, which does all the other things that most smart rings do, like heart rate and things like that. So there's the box. I'm really hoping this fits. They only have up to size 9, and yeah, I'm really hoping it fits. It'd be so disappointing if not after this long wait. And they do have a sizing kit, but it was like I couldn't figure out how to order it, and it just seemed more complicated. Okay, woo. Okay, so took off the box, and then the ring is right there. What I liked about this one is it just was really pretty. I really like the white. It's like a very kind of femme looking thing. So I was kind of hoping, oh yeah, that fits great. Oh, I'm so glad. I was like so paranoid. I was probably having a body image moment that it wouldn't fit. So this one's, it's a little bit tighter, and that one's a little bit tighter, but the ring finger is great. So ring finger on right hand, that'll work. Yay! Oh, I can't wait to get this all set up. Oh, I have to go pick up the kids soon, and I have to eat, and there's so many things I want to do right now. Okay, I've continued to kind of open the box. So we've got a little quick start guide, and then a qualified certificate, and then a thicker like user manual. And then this is really cute. This is the charging case for it. And so to get started, it says plug the ring and the charging case on there. And this charger here, it's like magnetic, and then like the flatter end of the ring just kind of snaps to that. So you want to make sure the bottom of the ring is attached to that, because otherwise it'd be like all loose there. So there's that. And then I'm guessing there's a cord in here to plug that in. There we go. So the cord itself is, okay, it's a USB to USB-C. Well, today was so busy. I did get the ring set up, so yeah, it was just kind of crazy for a while. We were over at Friends tonight for dinner, and I brought it over there, and I was trying to set it up, but I was like distracted. It was a really busy day, but I'm excited to see how my like first night wearing it goes, and I'll check back in tomorrow. I wanted to share that the exercise I did this morning was a 10-minute stretch by Rebecca Kennedy, and it became a fast favorite. It was a 10-minute stretch to the All Too Well Taylor Swift song. It was full body. I laid on my bed and did it, and it was similar to another stretch that I've done through Peloton that I really love. And it was a great thing that I definitely think I'm going to add and do that every single month when I'm on my cycle, because it felt really good. So highly recommend that one, and I'll bring you along tomorrow. Night night.
Good morning, Peloton. Welcome to Peloton Yoga.
All right, well, welcome to technically cycle day 4, although it started kind of late in the day on Sunday, so it kind of feels more like day 3 for me. And usually days like 2 and 3 are the hardest, kind of most sluggish days, sometimes day 1 in there as well. I did, for my 15-minute exercise this morning, I did a yoga flow, which I've been doing at each cycle. I really love this flow. It's by Chelsea Jackson Roberts, who's my favorite yoga instructor on the Peloton app. And what I love about this one and several other of her like meditations and things, she always talks about parts. She doesn't mention like internal family systems or anything, but if you know me and you've been following for a while, I'm super into parts work and internal family systems. And I don't know if Chelsea does that too, like on her own, but she often works in like parts of you, like notice the parts of you that need attention today. And like, I love that language. I will say, because it's a flow, I think it's better suited for like the very end of my period, but I did it today anyway, even though we're still kind of in the middle. And it's fine. It's totally doable. It's not a hard yoga flow, but I really just like those stretching and more like restorative yoga or yin yoga on these days. But that's just kind of what I chose today to make it easy. So if you watched my video of like my year-end report, I mentioned loving these super cubes and still loving that. And I'm going to have lentil soup today. So I'm just pulling 2 of these cubes. So they were in silicone 1-cup molds, and then I eventually pulled them out of there and put them in a Ziploc baggie. Even though I've been with this whole cycle thinking, even though I have been focusing more on exercise with this whole cycle syncing thing, there is the nutrition piece too, which I look at from time to time. But I noticed that legumes and iron, so like red meats and also carrots, were some of the foods that I saw were kind of optimized nutritionally for during the menstrual cycle. So let's see, today's Wednesday. On Monday, I made chili for dinner because that had kidney beans, which were specifically mentioned, and then beef. And had that for lunch yesterday too as a leftover. That was really good. And then lentils and carrots were also things I saw mentioned. And this is lentil soup that is also made with celery and carrots, and it's like become my favorite food. I always want this in my freezer. And then I'm going to toast up some slices of sourdough bread too that were also in my freezer. So I feel like I'm doing really well on the nutrition side of things this cycle too. guess the bigger spoon is better here. In stereotypical fashion, I've been making these chocolate peanut butter ball bite things during, or really like when I sense that my period's coming. So I actually made these on Friday. I'll turn you around. And this was funny because as you can see, there's only 2 left, but they're supposed to be ball shaped like that. That one obviously fell apart. And I was getting so irritated that I only made like 2 little rows of this. And then I just took the whole peanut butter mixture and like squished it into a flat rectangle and poured the chocolate over it. And then it was like bars, rectangle bars instead of the balls. And I'm like, that is so much easier. So this is gonna be the perfect little treat after my delicious lentil soup and toast. All right, well, welcome to, let's see, I think it's technically cycle day 5. Things are definitely slowing down there. Today I did get up early and I did my arm workout. I usually do an arm workout on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I keep it the same each of those days. I have one on Tuesdays and one on Thursdays that I just repeat over and over. And I did that this morning just because I felt like it. Probably could have done one more day of yoga or whatever, but I just kind of felt like doing my normal Thursday routines. So I did that. And then I actually did a restorative yoga in between sessions. I had like an hour break and I had just kind of an activating session. And so in that hour break, I just wanted to really reset. And the restorative yoga was great for that. I feel much better now. However, I am a little, so the ring is great. I just found out though that Femometer released this Ring Air version. So they have like a brand new version and it is lighter, a little bit thinner, and most importantly to me, it comes in more sizes. So this is the 9 of this. It's the biggest one, and this is really the only finger it will work on. Ideally, I do think I would like to wear it on like my middle finger, or I would just like to have some options, but this is the best, so it fits. But here's the thing. It's gold, and I really do like the white. That was what drew me to this brand specifically. So I don't know what to do now. I'm wondering if I should contact the company and see about like trying the next one up and see if they would exchange it, since I just got this after such a long wait. I'm like, oh, of course you would come out with something else now. On the other hand, if I know that the other one's gold, and I'm not a big gold person, so that's like kind of turning me off of it, but the size would be good. I wouldn't mind something a little smaller, although this is fine. The other thing is, I guess the new one also detects like hot flashes or something, so it's a little bit better for if you're in like the menopause phase of life, and I am 42. So, I mean, it's coming. I don't notice any signs or symptoms of that yet, but so I don't know, maybe I do that like my next ring, maybe in a few years or something. I can look at that. Maybe they'll have more color options. I don't know. Let me know what you think. If I should contact and think about trying it. If I could try it without sending this back right away. Maybe. I don't know. Well, good morning. Happy Friday. My day has taken lots of like twists and turns already, and it's only like 8 a.m. So it's Friday. My menstrual phase of the cycle is totally over. So I'm into kind of the follicular phase now. And normally my routine is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I do cardio, which is for me usually 15 minutes on the Peloton on those mornings. And last night I decided, you know what? I actually have a 2-hour break in the middle of my day today between visits. And it's raining right now, but it's supposed to get really nice later. And I thought, why don't I use that 2 hours to take a nice, maybe 30-minute walk during my break, and that will be my cardio. And then maybe instead wake up this morning and do a strength core workout. And that was my plan, but not to blame anyone, but blaming my sweet, sweet husband. He loves to like bring his coffee up and like talk to me in the morning. I like that too because it's nice to connect. And also sometimes we have to figure out like who's doing what, when, and what the kids are doing and all of that. And so a lot of times we do that in the morning, especially if we haven't gotten to talk. And he stayed home sick yesterday, so he was really out of it all day and we didn't get to do that. So that was all fine, but sometimes I don't know what time he's going to bring that coffee up and have those talks. And if I don't take advantage of like when he's out of the room, like taking his shower or getting his breakfast or whatever, if I don't start my exercise, then it's not gonna happen. It's only happened a few times, but that's what typically kind of derails my morning exercise if that happens. So that strength workout didn't happen this morning. However, I have 3 clients today, 9, 10, and then like 1 p.m. And they were all going to be in person, but my morning ones both switched to telehealth. So now I don't actually have to go into the office. So I can actually stay home and hopefully get in some exercise when I planned. But I don't know if I'm going to do a walk yet or if I'm going to get on the bike. So that's already changed a little bit. I did sync my ring this morning. Everything was pretty typical, similar to the last couple days. So we're chugging along. So something I'm just discovering now that I'm kind of annoyed about is I scheduled a class for this morning on the Peloton app, and as you know, I didn't get to it this morning, and it's gone now off my schedule. It says class has ended. No, it's not. It's on demand, and I kind of wish they would still like let you take the class you scheduled whenever you got to it, because now it's like, oh, you didn't get to it when you said you would, and now I have to go back through and find which strength exercise I was going to do. That's very annoying, Peloton. Get it together.
And I want you to exhale. This is your cat. Arch the back, suck your belly button into your spine. Tuck your tail. So if you had a tail, it would be in between your legs. Good. With that curvature of the spine, really press into the floor. Let's inhale again, and again, you're going to look up at the ceiling. Good. Stick your butt out. And arch. Good. All right, shake it out right now. Okay, so I've got a minute to demonstrate your 6 basic moves. I just want you to watch me, okay? For the first time today, I understand if we're wrist sensitive, it can be a little challenging. Just do your best here. Go for it. Right arm extends, left leg extends.
Okay, so that core workout was pretty good. Definitely can see where I need a lot of work there. It was a beginner class. I felt like all the moves were really good though, truly for a beginner, because some of Peloton stuff can feel not very beginner friendly, and this did. That being said, I do think I would benefit from maybe looking at the post-natal classes for core, just because even though it's been 6 years since I've given birth, that honestly remains. Postpartum core work is really good, often for many years after. So I may look at some of that, but overall, that felt really good. And now I'm going to go on my favorite 20-minute Rebecca Kennedy walk. I've shared about this one before. It's just so uplifting and joyful. All right, happy Saturday evening. So I actually got up really early to drive to an all-day training in Columbus, about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours from me. So I got up, left the house at like 6:30 to go there, and then the training was till 4:30. So just got home a little while ago, and man, it was sitting all day combined with driving a lot. So I definitely feel like my legs could use just a flush out, and I'd love to maybe work in some yoga too, but I'm going to focus on the bike first. And I think I'll probably wrap up today. Whatever I do today will be kind of the end of this week 1 of cycle syncing vlog. So thanks so much for coming along, and I hope you join me next time. I plan to do a few more of these until my next cycle starts. So thanks for being here.
Now, the 80s happened 20 years ago, and it was one of the best decades.